Hey guys, RanterInShades here, exercise my First Amendment rights vlog style. Now, it is highly recommended to watch this entire video before commenting, as well as reading the description and clicking the links provided before running your mouth in the comments, because I'm sure this video is going to get mass disliked and get a bunch of rage comments completely taking the entire point of this out of context by people who just don't like hearing things that don't fit their narrative, which begs the question as to why they clicked on this video in the first place if they know they're not going to agree with it. Maybe they get off on that, who knows. Anyway, this video is concerning the reaction to the Kesha and Dr. Luke situation that's been going on these past couple of weeks, because I've been hearing a lot about it. For those that don't know, Kesha tried to terminate her contract with Sony Records so she wouldn't have to work with Dr. Luke. And if you don't know who Dr. Luke is, he's a famous songwriter and producer who's worked with people like Katy Perry, Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus, Rihanna, and of course, Kesha. Personally, I think he sucks ass, and the songs he writes and produces are shit, but that's aside the point. Anyway, the reason Kesha wants to get away from Sony and get away from Dr. Luke is because he allegedly raped her. But she unfortunately lost the court case, which resulted in the creation of the hashtags #FreeKesha and the hashtag in question in this video today that I will talk about later. The thing that a lot of Kesha supporters aren't taking into consideration is the reason why Sony couldn't terminate the contract and why the court ruled that the fine print is a thing. These people are making it out to look like Sony and the judicial system chose not to terminate the contract, but the reality is that the contract did not allow for third-party involvement. Apart from that, Sony did give Kesha the option to work with whichever producer she wanted. But Kesha basically said she didn't want to risk a decrease in promotion if she worked with someone else. I honestly think she shouldn't have to worry about that. She can jump ship to work with Max Martin if she wanted to, since Max Martin is also a very well-known hitmaker in the industry. Plus, Kesha is also well-known enough of a figure in pop music, and I think she can generate enough attention on her own without the assistance of a hitmaker. And the fact that she doesn't feel confident in her music without someone like Dr. Luke or Max Martin is pretty much the reason I've never had any respect for her as an artist. I even remember her saying in 2012, when Die Young came out, that she thought she had to put that out because that would get radio airplay. That's pretty much openly admitting to being a sellout. Apparently, court records also revealed that in 2011, Kesha also denied Dr. Luke date raping her. Obviously, in a court setting, this information can be used against you. So if you want to know why Kesha lost the court case, this is another big reason as to why. Not only was Sony not in a legal position to terminate the contract, since the contract didn't permit third-party involvement, not only did Kesha turn down the idea of switching producers since she was worried about her music not getting a big enough push, but she also denied date rape 5 years ago. Do these people not do their research? But that's not the point of this video. Personally, I don't really care about Free Kesha. Do I think Kesha should have been released? Sure. But the thing that's pissing me off, and the reason I'm making this video, is the reaction to the whole debacle. I'm not talking about Free Kesha. If you want to support Kesha, fine, go ahead, I don't care. But there's one other hashtag I've been seeing get shared around, and people are actually fucking doing this on Facebook, Twitter, and other places, and even people from my personal life are buying into this. This hashtag is called Sony Supports Rape. I have many problems with this hashtag. The first problem I have is that this is an appeal to emotion. The people using this hashtag are trying to use buzzwords to run Sony's name through the dirt, which leads into the second problem I have, that it's slander and defamation of character. Do these people know that they're condoning slander, spreading false information with no evidence to make someone look bad? Because it's exactly what this hashtag is. Unless there's actual evidence that Sony stated that they support rape, it's in their company policy, or if they said, hey, rape is cool, if you're a woman, you deserve to be raped, or something like that. If there's evidence that shows this, then fine, Sony does support rape, but it's not true. This ties right into the last video I posted about burden of proof, because claiming someone as a rape apologist is a very serious accusation that requires very serious and hardcore evidence. But do these people have that evidence? No! They don't have any evidence of this, and thus they're making Sony look like shit for something that they didn't do, say, or even imply. But the biggest problem I have with this is that it is a correlation fallacy. Not only are they using buzzwords to rile people up, but they're also claiming that Kesha lost the court case because Sony and the judicial system don't care about women, and that they support rape. Look, I'm sorry Kesha didn't win this. I'm sorry her contract didn't permit third-party involvement and that there wasn't anything Sony could do about this. But just because Sony wasn't in a position to do anything does not mean that they support rape. Along with that, Kesha not wanting to switch producers for promotional reasons is pretty much a clear indicator that this wasn't Sony's fault. That doesn't prove Sony supports rape either. And that's why this hashtag is despicable and pathetic. And I already know the kind of comments I'm going to be getting on this video. I'm going to get people calling me a sexist, misogynistic, rape apologist shitlord just because I'm not jumping Kesha's dick. Well, I'm sorry, but when your side is spreading a hashtag with the intent of slander, it deserves to be called out. And it's also good to know that you guys can't handle reality and can't handle evidence and can't handle when someone is going, "Free Kesha, fuck Sony, fuck this piece of shit rape apologist." I'm sorry, that's not fucking me. And fuck anybody who throws the word misogyny around constantly. Do you people even know what the fuck that means? Just because you're a woman and someone disagrees with you doesn't mean that the person hates women. Am I making this video out of hatred of women? Fuck no. If anything, I'm making it out of my hatred for slander. Misogyny is another buzzword that people really just need to stop using unless it's towards a person that legitimately condemns the very existence of women. Like I said, I feel bad for Kesha. Not once in this entire video did I ever say that I didn't. I may think her music is shit, but I'm not gonna let that cloud my reasoning. That would make me no better than the people saying Sony supports rape. But the evidence I've provided proves that Sony did nothing wrong and that they don't fucking support rape. So in closing, if you use this hashtag, go fuck yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for spreading such slanderous information. You are part of the reason I cringe at most pop music fans, but you Kesha fans take it to the next level, to the point where you're worse than a lot of Slayer fans. While Slayer fans are really immature and freak the fuck out when someone says anything even the slightest bit negative about Slayer, at least they're not going around slandering people just because they don't like Slayer. But to the people using the Sony supports rape hashtag, learn to be rational about this shit and fuck off. I'm Shades, and I'll see you next time.
I've been around the world without missing a beat. I feel mesmerized.
Oh my god.